Welcome to the NFL where the NFL starts and ends. A game recap for Week 6 and our preview for Week 7 begins with last Monday night game in Week 5 between the Chiefs and the Raiders. The Chiefs beat the Raiders 30-29 after the Raiders were up 17-0 at one point. If you are the Chiefs, you played great, but I'm blaming this on the Raiders too. You can't play like that. You were up 17-0. What happened? What happened? The running game was working. Why'd you decide to throw? They had a 3rd and 1 where they threw it to Devontae Adams, who was open. Doesn't get his feet down. But you still have timeouts. You didn't run the ball at all. I'm like, run the ball. The second time in maybe as many weeks I have said run the ball. I said it on Thursday night between the Broncos and Colts when the Broncos should have ran the ball. They didn't. And I said it 4 nights later after the Raiders lose to the Chiefs. Run the ball. Josh Jacobs has been destroying them. Run the ball. They didn't do it. Also, trying to go for a two-point conversion for no reason. Josh McDaniels can't make these decisions like that. You could have tied the game, and now all you need is a field goal to go and win. Come on. This game's not that hard. You make it a lot harder than it is. Heading into Week 6, the Bills had beaten the Chiefs 24-20 in a game that was really good. The Bills have a great defense, and they have Josh Allen. The Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes and a great defense. The problem with the Chiefs is this: they don't play the run very well. Devin Singletary, every time I saw Devin Singletary carry the ball, it was almost like he got 6 yards after contact. It was ridiculous. And I understand he's a physical runner, but 6 yards after contact, that's concerning if I'm the Chiefs. You don't have run defense. For the second straight year, you don't have run defense. Next up, the Patriots beat the Browns 38-15 in a game where Bill Belichick became the tied second place in the all-time head coaching win list with George Halas at 324. Belichick has a chance to beat Halas for wins against Halas' former team that he created in the Chicago Bears. This is a game that Bailey Zappi again played really well, but the Belichick and the Patriots know what Jacoby Brissett is. He's an okay quarterback, and that's all you can say. Next up, Bengals beat the Saints 30-26 in a game where the Bengals showed that they could be good. But the problem is, and I said this last year, you only won the division because the Steelers weren't good and the Ravens were so injured and then they lost Lamar. That's the reason why you won the division. I don't see that happening this year. Granted, the Ravens aren't good. The Steelers are struggling. But somehow these two teams keep finding ways to win. Sometimes that's all it takes. Next up, the Eagles beat the Cowboys 26-17 in a game that Cooper Rush had 3 interceptions. When the Cowboys actually started to run the football and actually made some plays, they actually cut this to a 3-point Eagles lead. And then that was it. They couldn't do anything else. They had a terrible first half, but to call yourself back into this game, you got to hand it off to the Cowboys. The Eagles play better. They did. A little concerned, though, if they can't stop the run against these power football teams. And finally, the Steelers beat the Bucs 20-18, the Buccaneers offense couldn't do anything. Really, when they finally had a chance to score, they just made a lot of mistakes, dropped passes. Chris Godwin dropped like 3 passes. Russell Gage did about the same thing. They just couldn't do anything on offense. So our record is 16-17 in the regular season, which is really good. We're still under 500, but we're a lot better than we were a couple weeks ago. Let's see if we can improve on that. As the Detroit Lions in Week 7 will face the Dallas Cowboys in AT&T Stadium. The Cowboys are 7-point favorites. If Dak Prescott plays, this Cowboys team scores 30 points, I think. Detroit can score 30, but they give up 35. That's the problem. It was like the Cowboys a few years ago. Gave up 30, and that was it. Like, they could score 30, they give up 35. Doesn't work. Cowboys win 35-14. Next up, Chiefs vs. 49ers. 49ers favored by 3. I'm taking the Chiefs. Andy Reid's great in back-to-back. If he lost the game, he won't lose 2 games in a row. Chiefs win. Scores 31-14. Next up, Bears vs. Patriots. Patriots are favored by 7.5. I am taking the Patriots. I just don't see what the Bears can do. They're not a good football team. They don't have a good offensive line. Justin Fields is getting destroyed back there. Their defense is probably the best part of that team, and they're not very good either. So, I'm taking the Patriots to win. They will, in fact, beat the 7.5. I truly believe Patriots will win 28-14. Next up, in final game, Steelers vs. Dolphins. Dolphins are favored by 7. Tua Tagovailoa, if no setbacks, he's playing in this game. I'm taking the Dolphins. Sunday night football game, taking the Dolphins. Scores 31-14.